you headed the committee, which was and that was very soon after you had taken over as Defense Secretary, sir,
Yeah.
on the capability development for the Indian Air Force.
Yes.
And I think the report mentions that we have to go for our indigenous fifth generation fighter, but also look at some options which are available in near future from outside. So did you have any specific capability in mind that you're looking at? Like there are only very few fifth generation manufacturers in the world, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, China is out, so there are only two actually, the ones
Yeah.
that you mentioned. As I said, we've not reached any stage with either of those offers. We will in the future, perhaps, but as of now, there's nothing to share on that. What I have to share is, of course, that our own quest for a domestic fifth generation fighter has started, and that was also a committee headed by me, which essentially sort of gave the report that we need to open it up for the entire manufacturing ecosystem of the country. Whoever wants to come in should come in, and HAL will also gain from healthy competition of this type.
And like, sir, in this case, in case of the AMCA EOI which has come out, what was the thought process to open it for both private and public, sir? Was it to give a competitive kind of an environment in this sector, or we are not happy with the pace at which HAL is working?
So I'm not going to get drawn into any, I would say into any premature criticism of HAL. HAL has its own constraints. I mean, the LCA production line has not stabilized largely because of the delays in engine supplies from the US. But the fact is that they also have their order books full. I think that's 6 years of orders they already have with them. They have their hands full as well, and therefore, I mean, you can't explicitly bar anybody from competing, or particularly a public sector. But you would like to create a level playing field where others can also bid. They have the first mover advantage. They are the only military aircraft maker in the country, so they will always have that advantage. But the intent is to bring in some competition because monopolies are never good. For even a public sector monopoly. By its definition, any monopoly will lead to some level of inefficiency, and they will gain, or they will have the most to gain if you have healthy competition.
Is Russia still our prime supplier, and has the Russia-Ukraine war impacted our supplies in any manner?
Yeah, so they are one of our leading suppliers. I think the percentage would have come down, maybe 40% or so, from about 65-70% earlier. I mean, it's not just the Ukraine conflict, which of course has affected some supplies from Russia. The prime example being the S-400s, which are delayed, but where we now have a firm schedule. They'll come next year by April, and one battery by the end of next year. Others, I mean, to be very frank, some of our contracts with Israel also got held up because of their issues, the conflict that they have. So yeah, it's probably inevitable. But the fact is that Israel and Russia and France, these are and increasingly the US also, they are some of our primary sort of weapon suppliers now. And to some extent, all of them have got affected by the supply chain disruptions that came after COVID, and thereafter by the geopolitical conflicts. The GE engine in particular that was held up, that has been holding up the Tejas deliveries, is also a product, is also a consequence of supply chain disruption linked to some of their sub-vendors. It's not the OEM itself. So yeah, I mean, I think it's the general sort of phenomena after COVID, which has affected many industries, including the defense industry.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.